There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fun day. Hope everyone is having a good time. I'm gonna zoom my camera out here a little bit so y'all can see me. There we go. Um, yeah, having a good day. Hope everyone else is too. Thank you to everybody who's come in. I'd like to thank our new followers. Alexa A453, Paige and Sec, who's one of our moderators on our BreakSec Slack and will be on our Discord hopefully. And for those of you who aren't aware, Info Sister also followed us. She is Miss Berlin, Miss Amanda Berlin. She is one of our co-hosts, the best co-host, the best host. It is what it is. Yeah, she's amazing. Miss Berlin, you'll be meeting her more of her as we go along. Scheduling recently, the whole month of March for her was pretty bad. So uh, we're going to be getting everybody on regularly on the podcast and on Twitch streams more often to talk about things and just generally shoot the breeze. So Miss Berlin and Mr. Betcher and myself will be on all at once at some point in the very near future. But yeah, she followed me, and we're gonna try to do something I believe Thursday night on some log analysis stuff that one of our followers had asked questions about. So yeah, she was at B-Sides Huntsville I think a couple weeks ago when we did the show, and yeah, she's doing a lot of awesome stuff. So and she's a mom and she's got kids. So family comes first on our podcast and on our streams. So um, I'm pushing through for the first month here to try to get our leader our viewership up, but we're working on that. Hey, Binary Rip, how you doing? Thank you for engaging and being a first time chatter. Um, we are I am working on some more modifications and automation. Stream Elements, I did install that last night. It is running. I just don't know if all the Discordy bits are set up. So if anybody's interested, I will add an invite here to the there it is. All right, so rules and info, invite people. Doing all right, Binary Rip. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you writing back. Are you doing all right? How's everything going for you? Is it the end of your workday? Let's see. Generate new link. Copy. All right. I will. I will work on the. Oh, You just woke up. Wait a minute. That is. So it's tomorrow. Okay. So are you? I would say Australia, but that's like minus 5 tomorrow. Yeah, huge time zone difference. Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate you getting up and starting your day with us. I would have started with a cup of coffee myself, but I do appreciate you joining. And there's a link for our Discord if anybody wants to be invited to hang out with us there. Um, Very cool. All right. So, what you see on the board, or what you see on the share here, and I'm gonna turn my performance mode back on again, just to keep my laptop from sounding like a freight train. We've been going through some of the try hack me stuff, but I did tweet out today that we will be talking a little bit about some of the other events and things that we're going to be doing on our Twitch here, things that are not necessarily security related. I would be remiss by saying that this is only going to be about infosec and there's going to be education all the time, but I do realize Twitch is not conducive to a lot of education Twitch streams. Now, before you call me a liar, I actually found this link last night, and this is, let me see, where is it? I put it in the moderator chat. I said, holy crap, there is a document. Here it is, message link. All right. So, I decided to start Googling things because that's what I do. There is a public, no, that is not what I wanted. Come on, man. Let me see. InfoSec streams, copy link. There it is. All right. So I am not the only InfoSec Twitch stream out there. There are a number of curated, and what happens is the folks have curated this stream to find streams based on InfoSec related items or security or other technology related items. So as you can see, BreakSec somehow made it on there. I don't know how these folks found us. And so if you are interested in finding other similar InfoSec streams, go check those out. I guess even Security Weekly has a stream. I didn't know that. So there we go. Last night, I think I stepped in on Ocean's Giant. Who was the other person? Oh, very cool. Thank you, Binary Rip. I was not aware of that. But I am not. Go Pro Slow Yo. That person was following our stream last night, and that's how I found out about they actually have a Discord as well, doing this stuff. But yeah, there's Banjo Crashland. Okay, all right, I know Banjo Crashland. That's very cool. Okay, DEF CON, of course. Some of these I haven't seen them being on yet. IPPSec, of course. There's IPPSec. Yep. Only Feet. I don't know about Only Feet, and I'm not going there on that one. I'm not going there on that one. No. I'm gonna step back on that one. But yeah, I mean, Sec IT Guy. I think I hooked. I was watching Sec IT Guy last night as well. I found a couple more folks that I had joined and followed, and so yeah, if you are new to Twitch and you are like, hey, I've been watching BreakSec or listening to BreakSec podcast for years. My big thing is there's a lot of folks that are like, oh, I don't understand this Twitch thing, and I don't understand, I probably should get an account. And I'm like, okay, great. But there's a lot of us out there that are trying to do a lot of the same things. So, that's cool. I appreciate that, Binary Rip. I'm glad. I am new to following and watching stuff on Twitch. It was not my first place to go for content. But I'm learning. I've learned a lot on, creating overlays. I'm working on better overlays. I did not pay for these overlays, so don't go, oh my God, what did you pay for? That's trash. A lot of this stuff is self-taught, which is how I kind of like to be. I like to, try to screw things up first before I just go and buy a $50 or, more expensive overlays. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of folks on there and they're all doing various things. I think, I stepped in on somebody last night and they were doing some PowerShell stuff. And the Security Live, I think, was working on that. I think Security Live was the one who had the really cool intro video. I mean, it was really nice. It looked like it was inside of a nuclear bunker, and it was a really dusty terminal computer, and started doing Metasploit on the screen, all graphics and everything. It was very well done. I was suitably impressed, and I was like, oh man, I've got trash. I'm just straight trash over here on my Twitch stream. So yeah, I don't have cool graphics like that. So, but yeah, I'm working on it. We're doing what we can over here. So I'm going to, my work computer's sounding a bit like a jet engine, so I'm going to turn that off. But yeah, these are pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, links in chat if you are interested in checking out any or all of those folks. I'm not showing as online. Maybe it's because they're doing some kind of batch looking to see if the people are online. Eventually, if those people are online, it actually shows like a green dot or something up here. So, but you can just go ahead and follow them or go to their YouTube pages, like Security Live, for instance. Let me see. So this is mine, Sec IT Guy, right? I saw that one. Age of Entropy, yeah. Critical Role, those are really Slow Pro Yo, yeah. Okay. So I followed all those folks, but yeah. So yeah, I was watching Security Live last night. That's what I was watching. So pretty good. I can't do 7 hours of streaming, and it's not just because I can't do it. I mean, I could do it, but I would be very shortly thereafter divorced because I do have a spouse who loves me, and she actually likes seeing me from time to time. So I can't do a 7 hour stream unless, I plan for something like that, but I'm working on it. I could probably do 12 hours, but I'd have to, plan, my real boss is the person that would, be okay with that. I mean, I checked with her before we did Sunflower Con, which was 5.5 hours. If I said, hey, honey, I want to do 12-hour stream, she'd be like, okay. So, oh, my bad. Okay. So I apologize if you're hearing the stream, his stream on my stream. So I do apologize for that. The autoplay thing is kind of annoying. I need to figure out how to disable that. Every time it starts up, it just starts playing the stream. But maybe that's the point. So, but yeah, I've been trying to follow more people. You know, the first person I actually started following on Twitter was this lady. She does a lot of stuff. I really enjoy her style, and she does a lot of great stuff. She does. I think I found her because she was on the front page of Twitter or Twitch during Black History Month. She does a lot of great stuff, and she she has a great style. So check her out if you have the chance as well. So anyway, enough about people that I follow, but I'm not in competition with anybody here. So if you found interest in any of the folks that are on here, then you know go check them out as well. So we're all about learning and everything here. So all right, so we're gonna continue on, I think, with some of the file inclusion stuff, and I've also got. I appreciate that. Thank you, Binary Rip. Thank you. The game system that we'll potentially be using with myself and a couple of other folks semi regularly is based on what's called Fate Condensed. So if anybody is interested, it is a free system. This is the SRD. If you want to go check that out. We'll be doing a session 0 soon. I do believe it's Thursday night. My problem is I want to make sure that we're actually committed to doing this before I do a session 0 and then we don't do it ever again. So I've got a couple of people that I need to commit or get, you know what I mean? And making sure that they're, actually able to join us on a regular basis. But, I want to teach people stuff, but I also want to have fun with our stream. And, I was like, well, I could have this stream for professional stuff and another account, which I have another account. And I was like, oh, well, we'll do streaming games and stuff over there. And I was like, it's hard enough just to do one stream, let alone having 2 separate streams and dividing your forces. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll just do it all on one stream and we'll just deal with it. So, yeah. So, Fate SRD has a number of different things. I've been a follower and user of these. I think Fate is probably more useful for a more cinematic game. If you want to play the Avengers and stuff. Cool. Yeah. Queenza, you know what? We might have a position open if you'd love to join us. I mean, you can roll some bones with us if you'd like, make up a character. We're going to be in a sci-fi setting. So, full disclosure, I had not seen The Expanse at all. I didn't know anything about it. I knew that it was on Amazon Prime Video or whatever. And I started we're on version 3 of what I've been trying to do. And Scott Pack, who is one of our moderators, also one of our followers here, had said, oh yeah, what's your sci-fi game about? And I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing this and X, Y, and Z. And he's like, oh yeah, I've heard of it. It's called The Expanse. And I'm like, come on, man, don't be like that with me. And he's like, no, you really should watch The Expanse. And okay, well, no worries. I mean, if you are interested in potentially joining the game with us, we can do that. We can talk offline if you are, you want to get on that. Cause, I'd love to get more people. I think 4 people would probably be about as max as we can do. I'm not a high roller, so I'm not going to be able to do like 5 or 6 people at a time. So, but yeah, just give me a thought if you can make it. So I'm explaining him, the concepts and, there's the asteroid belt and we're mining stuff in the asteroid belt and all this stuff. And he's like, you should probably watch The Expanse. And I was like, all right, fine. All right, whatever. So I sat down here after everybody went to bed. Expanse, yeah, yeah. The Expanse. It's TV series. Yeah, it just ended, which is funny because it's been going on for about 6 seasons. It's set in the near future, and it has to do with the crew of the Rocinante, which um, there's a plot to there's super big ultra galactic corporations. There's it's all kinds of stuff. There's some, yeah. See, I haven't seen it past like season 2, and then I found out, well, season 6 was the last, and I was like, okay, maybe it's time to start watching it. But yeah, after about 5 episodes of it, I was like, wow, I have channeled the Expanse, because a lot of the stuff that they were doing on there, including how they handle things like sublight and all that stuff, I was like, wow, that's exactly. Oh yeah, I was gonna do that. Yeah, okay, yeah, and corporations. Okay, yeah, there's bad stuff. Okay, so yeah, pretty much my world is gonna be based on the Expanse, and I know that there's an Expanse RPG out there, and I've already bought the PDF for it. So um, I think, well, at least in America, it was on Amazon Prime. It was on Amazon Prime Video, so you can watch it there. So I was watching it on my own account here. So, but yeah, I mean, see, I'm on episode 2. I think on season 2. I think something like that. I only have enough time to watch like one a night or something. So, or episode 3 in this case. So, um, but yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. I don't want to take down violation. Um, yeah. But it's good stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, I swear I hadn't read anything about it. I just knew it was a thing, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you gotta watch The Expanse," which immediately turns me off to the whole concept of watching something. I got old and crotchety in my old age, and I have a lot of friends who are fellow nerds, and their extreme love of something is sometimes a turnoff for me. So like the Dark Knight movies, I haven't seen. The Christian Bale, I haven't seen Christian Bale as Batman. When Heath Ledger was the Joker, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you got to watch him." I haven't seen that one. Yeah, I've missed out on a lot apparently. So haven't watched any of the new Transformer movies with Shia LaBeouf or anything like that, because that just ruined my childhood. But yeah, so the idea is we're going to be playing in an expanse like world. I may change up a few things or add a few things. Of course, I haven't watched it all the way through season 6, so some of the things I may be thinking of might actually be in the later seasons, because I've deliberately not looked up on Wikipedia what the hell goes on there. So I have seen Game of Thrones. I did make, but it was like season like 5.5 or something by the time we finally started watching that. So, but yeah, so Fate is free. Um, they do have where you can go like drive through RPG and buy the system. You can buy the books. I have the books in physical format as well. They're actually doing some charity bundles right now for Doctors Without Borders in Ukraine. So I mean, if you are interested in going and checking those out, they have various bundles. So if you are interested in getting a bunch of different games inside there, um, I'm not making any money off this. So just there's a mega bundle one, so you get like all kinds of different things. So here's some sci-fi stuff. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any method to their madness. Like they've got Trail of Cthulhu in here, but they also have the Mars Colony, 39 Dark, Metamorphosis Alpha, bunch of different things in there. So cyberpunk fantasy RPG called Intromancy. So go and check those out, and buy some stuff, and uh, you know, help out and raise some money for Doctors Without Borders. So if you can. So I mean, it's actually a pretty good. I mean, the amount of money for these is, I mean, I think it's probably worth it. $20. They're showing you here the average is $136, and you're getting all of these games for $20. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah. So anyway, all right. I would show you my bookshelf that I have in here, but it is obscenely large because I kickstart a lot of things, and I just like going in and like finding new things, or like if I just like reading stuff for like the source books and things. So, yeah. Okay. Bye, Binary Rip. Have a good day. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So yeah, I buy a lot of stuff. So it's built up over the years, and then I have like Pelgrane Press bookshelves and E23, which is all the GURP stuff, and yeah. So I never have a chance to use any of it because I don't have a normal local meat bag meat space gaming group. So when we moved from Austin, I lost that. So. Which is why I'm trying to get this back virtually so that people can, hang out and, watch us play or, get involved. So anywho, let's go ahead and get started with the file inclusion stuff. Make sure that people get this. I lost my streak because I didn't do any. I was up to like 4 days and I lost my streak. So I'm back to 0 again, but I'm 194th. I'm in the top 20% of all of the Try Hack Me folks. So that's something, right? I can put that on my resume. I'm in the top 20% of all Try Hack Me people. So, oh yeah, 100% Queensy. It is very, very difficult to do. So for those of you watching, we are on task 4. We went through tasks 1 through 3 on what file inclusion was. There were no questions answered on those. We deployed the the VM for the file inclusion labs. Probably should activate the, so there's, we went through all the various specific files inside of Linux that can actually be used to find things like version of Linux, file creation masks, Etsy issue might have system identification information, private root keys, LFI. All right, so there's, I think I probably need to start attack box just to make sure that we're ready to go. All right. LFI, so local file inclusion. Attacks against web applications are often due to a developer's lack of security awareness. I will often do. So often, so not all the time, but yes, sometimes it is because their lack of awareness, right? And it really also depends on the application scripting language that they use. So with PHP, using functions such as include, require, include once, require once often contribute to vulnerable web applications. So if you are having to audit any PHP websites that developers have created, checking for these things and making sure that they're using them properly is probably a good rule of thumb, especially if it's like include and it includes a Windows command or a Linux command or something like that, because you can run into issues with that, which we may see in later modules. They often contribute to vulnerable web applications. In this room, we'll be picking on PHP, but it's worth noting that LFI vulnerabilities also occur in other languages such as active server pages, JSP. I think that's JavaScript pages, JSP, Java server pages. There you go. It is a server-side programming technology that enables the creation of dynamic platform independent method for building web applications. So there you go. Let me put that link in the notes. Doink. There you go. In the stream, in case you want to learn more about, JSP. I'll go back over here. Okay. So, or even Node.js. Node.js is fairly well known by developers. It's often used by by big companies. A lot of dependencies there. So, package and dependency hell. So LFI exploits follow the same concepts as path traversal. Correct. In this section, we'll walk you through various LFI scenarios and how to exploit them. Okay. Step one, or number one, suppose the web application provides two languages and the user can select between English and AR. Am I missing something? AR. What is AR language? Armenian? No. Anyway, so they have two languages. One is EN for English and AR is gods. I don't know. Anyway, so they have a PHP command here, includes underscore get, which I believe is a global variable, and then get language. So that's the variable language. PHP code uses a get. Underscore get is the request, and then language is the variable. Arabic. Thank you, Queenza. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're absolutely correct. It wasn't Argentinian. It wasn't Armenian. Arabic is correct. Via the URL parameter lang to include the file of the page. The call can be done by sending the following HTTP requests as follows. So you get webapp.thm, index.php, and then it's using, just as we did before with lang being a parameter, which it's setting a variable. So the language is going to be equaling en, and then it's a .php. To load the English page or the Arabic page, to load the there you go. Duh, I didn't read down far enough. That's on me. Where en.php and ar.php files exist in the same directory. Okay, theoretically, we can access and display any readable file on the server. From the code above, if there isn't any input validation. Let's say we want to read etc password, which contains sensitive information about the users of the Linux operating system. We can try the following. Oh man, I went out and did something different than in my work today, so that's probably what it is. In this case, it works because there isn't a directory specified in the include function and no input validation. Okay, that makes sense. See at the top here, en.php, it's just assuming that the directory is, var www HTML or var www / en.php. But you can make it, take any kind of argument you want, especially if the permissions are such on the web server that it allows it to read other files that exist on the system. So if your Apache web server or your Nginx or whatever it is running as root, you're going to be able to view anything that the web server's user runs as, in most cases. And back in the day, before things like shrooting or privilege separation, Apache would run as root or would run as www, but because some people didn't secure their, or didn't want to secure their systems, www would often run as an elevated permission, so it would have access to other things, or they'd put it in the root group or something like that. I've seen that more than once. I was also guilty of doing that, but it was on a closed network. So anyway, so in this case, it works because there isn't a directory specified in the include function and no input validation. We can now apply what we discussed to try to read etc password file. Also answer question 1 below. Excuse me. Give lab number 1 a try to read etc password. What would the URL request be? Oh, we have to go back up to, we have to go back up here. Machine, start the machine. There we go. Okay. file inclusion VM. All right. I should have started that machine and the other one, so there we go. All right. Let's read through number 2 while we're waiting for the, nope, wrong one. There we go. Doink. LFI, yeah, there we go. Let's see, number 2. Now, in the following code, the developer decided to specify the directory inside the function. So they were smart enough to say, okay, include. We want, only the languages directory in this case can be used, right? In the above code, the developer decided to use the include function to call PHP pages in the languages directory only via language parameters. So, if you tried to do language somewhere else, then you can potentially look at something outside of that. So if there's no input validation, the attacker can manipulate the URL by replacing the lang input with other OS sensitive files such as etc password. Again, the payload looks similar to path traversal, but the include function allows us to include any called files. Oh, okay. Into the current page. The following page will be the exploits. So you have /////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////// specified in the include function and answer number 2. All right, let's go back up. I did start the VM. Oh, there it is. 1010 2981. Copy. All right, and let's see, copy. There we go. Now we're going to open up a browser. Alrighty, and then Control V. All right, very cool. All right. Oh, come on, man. Oh, this is gonna make me unhappy. I'm a bit hangry too, so. All right, let me make sure we actually have internet connectivity and that it's, doing all the things. Google.com. We don't have Google. Yeah, I agree. Probably should never. You should never do that. Actually, Oh, yeah. I agree. That's incorrect. So, it's trying to tell you it uses cookies and data. If you agree, yeah. I'm going to let it set whatever cookies it wants because it's going to blow this VM away as soon as we're done with this. But as you can see it does that here too. So you have a GWS RD equals SSL. I'm not going to try it, but if somebody was to make an LFI or something out of that, or figure out how to do an LFI on that, that could be a way of getting access to something inside of Google, and that would not be good. All right, so we have google.com. Okay. I'm not sure why 10.10.29.81 didn't work. 10.10.29.81. There it is. Okay. All right, lab 1. Lab 1. All right, so lab 1, include a file in the input form below. Okay, so let me see, what was the LFI number 1? Suppose a web application provides 2 languages. The user can select between A and R. So the file name, for example, welcome.php. Okay, let's do welcome.php. Okay. All right, so what we see up here on the URI, the URL, is lab1 PHP file is called welcome.php. Current path, var www.html. File content preview of welcome.php is welcome to THM. All right, so what we want to do is try to read Etsy password. Okay, so according to this, we should just be able, according to the first example, go Etsy pass WD. Okay, so we do have the contents of Etsy password. That was not difficult. All right, so let's go see what number 1 said. What would be the URL request? Okay, so it would be that. Format is that something on my screen? No, that's actually a dot. Oh, I see. Okay, it's slash PHP. No, I'm sorry. It is right. Lab1 dot PHP, and then file equals etc passwd. Let's see if that's correct. Yes. All right. I did do it right. Okay. I was a little confused by the dot there. I thought it was a smudge on my screen or something. All right. So lab 2, what is the directory specified in the include function? So let me go back to home and go to lab number 2. All right. Please include a file in the input form below. We'll call it bob.php. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is excellent. So this is an example of an error message that's a little too descriptive. It shows you a lot of things, including like directory structure, uh, you know, different functions in the system, etc. So, what is the directory specified in the include function? And it is 8 characters. Let me see. Is it includes? I think it might be includes. Yes. All right. Excellent. Yeah. So you've got include, and then it says includes bobs.php. So that is where the file resides, and it is telling it to only look for bob.php. But that's the directory where it's asking to go to. All right. So number 2. All right, in this task, we go a bit deeper into LFI. We discussed a couple of techniques to bypass the filter within the include function. In the first 2 cases, we checked the code for the web app, and then we knew how to exploit it. However, in this case, we were performing. I'm still not a fan of that term. We're doing testing that isn't informed by anybody. In which we don't have the source code right. Yes, as we had talked about earlier, certain types of pen testing or testing or security assessment give you certain levels of access or things. And in this case, this is the most closed version. They are calling it black box testing. I'm not a fan of that term. But in this case, errors are significant in understanding how the data is processed and passed into the web app. In this scenario, we have the following entry point, which is what we know before. If we enter an invalid input, such as THM, we get the following error. So we get failed to open stream, no file or directory, in var www html thm-4 index php on line 12. The error message disclosed significant information. By entering THM as an input, the error message shows the input function looks like this. So it's looking in languages for thm.php, kind of like how we did with includes bob.php. If you look at the directory closely, we can tell the function includes in the languages directory adds a PHP at the end of the entry. Thus, the valid input would be something like this. Index.php language equals en, where the en is located inside the languages directory and named en.php. Also, the error message disclosed another important piece of information about the full web application directory path. Yes, we talked about that as well. So var www html. They talk about the current path here, but yeah, you may see a lot of this in error messages where you get, especially like where the error occurred on line 26 of the PHP file. So to exploit this, we will need to use the .. trick as described in this traversal section to get out of the current folder. Let's try the following. Webapp.thm index php, .. to etc password. Again, we talked before. You can put as many of these dot dot slashes as you need if you are not aware of what the current path is, because this current path could be 15 subdirectories long. So you may have to keep trying dot dot slashes until you've gotten to the point where you can read the Etsy password file. So it may be 20, 25 of these things, because there's no shortage. You don't have to worry about it anywhere. It might happen either way. You just have to put in enough that will get you back up to slash, and then you can go down to Etsy password. Note that we used 4 because we know the path has 4. Okay. Again, sorry. We know the path has 4 levels, var www html thm4, but we still received the following error. Warning, this failed to open the stream. No file or directory in var www html thm4 index.php on line 12. It seems we can move out of the PHP directory, but still the include function reads the input with PHP at the end. This tells us the developer specifies the file type to pass to the include function. To bypass this scenario, we can use a null byte, which is %00. You'll see a lot of these various codes like this, like %90 is what they call a NOP. Let me see if I can find null byte. Whoa. What did I do there? Oh, okay. Apparently I was hit Shift Enter and it opened it up in a new tab. So null byte how-tos. Yeah, man in the middle attack, person in the middle attacks, null characters. Yeah. So it's a null terminator. It's a control character. That's right. Control characters. Here's a table with all the various characters. You have 000, which is the null null. You have DLE. Some of these are left over from way back in the day when you were dealing with control codes for printing characters or in telecommunication. I used to use these back when I was on Microsoft's DOS to create directories. The way you would do it is you use the right hand Alt key and the 10 key number pad if you have it on your keyboard. And what you would do is you'd put in like Alt 255 or something like that, and it was the null character, where you could actually add a space to a directory at the end. It's an actual character that DOS saw, but when you would try to type in the name, unless you actually knew the null character was at the end, you couldn't actually get into that directory, which was kind of a thing I did in high school because I was a little POS kid that read a lot of PC computing magazines. So, but yeah, here's some more reading for y'all if you want to check that out. There you go. All right. Using null bytes is an injection technique where URL encoded representations. You might also see %20 in URLs, and that's, I think, the space. You see like 2F, like %2F. I want to say is like a closed quote. Yeah, there you go. URL coding references. There we go. Where is it? There they are. Okay, so you've got %20, which is a space, %21, %22. So you might see URL encoding being done in such a way, and I think that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be using these kinds of codes to get around. You can also use these, I think, in some ways, sometimes to get around WAFs or to make things choke on inputs that are coming in. But you have a whole table of these that you can come up with as well. So let me go ahead and pop that in for everybody as well so they can read up on those. But yeah, so obviously %20 is where they start. The control characters, I think, end at, okay, so they're kind of interspersed all over the place on these things, but they start from 000 to 07F. So these HTML control characters start at 2 and they're hexadecimal. So they go all the way down to, so you've got different control codes based on where you're going to use those at. So, all right. So we've got, look at the null byte in the end of the payload. We tell include to ignore everything after the null byte, which may look like this. So you put a null character %00, which is the equivalent to, and then ignore everything after that point. Yeah. Note this trick only works on 5.3.4 and is fixed and not working on 5.3.4 and above. What version of PHP are people on? I think we saw that we were like 8.0 or something like that. 8.1, something like that. Yeah, 8.1.0's release announcement. So, I mean, they'd have to be using a super old version of PHP, which is exactly what, the environment is using here. So, now apply what we showed in lab 3 and try to read Etsy password answering question 1 below. Let's go down here to question 1. All right, so lab number 3. Lab number 3, go back home. Lab number 3. All right, so include a file in the input form below. We'll call it welcome. I don't want to get too crazy. I got a little welcome. Okay, so we have file welcome up here on top. Let me see. So try to read, what does this request look like? So we have, it'll be lab3.php file equals, and then // and then Etsy password. So we just need to go, let's see, file equals // Etsy password. That's not going to work, I bet. Yeah. So let me go back up, see what, let me reread that again to make sure I know what I'm doing here. Oh, right. Right. %00. There we go. Ding. Okay. So what we needed was to add the %00. All right. Control C. Let's see if I can do that. Nope. Okay, so I've got to put it in the, there we go. Control C. There we go. Yes. All right. Excellent. Queens, are you any issues? Having any trouble getting through the sections? Does this all make sense? You having any questions? Let's see who else is on. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Hopefully we'll be able to get through this. Okay, well let's stop and talk about that. What are you having issues with on that? Is it the encoding part? What part's giving you issues there? We can talk through this. See, this is where I should just have you join the Zoom call with me and AJ when AJ gets on, and our study group can. It's the dots part. Oh, okay. So the yeah, we're gonna escape some stuff. All right. So the dot is in Linux. So when you're and please feel free to, if I'm oversimplifying this a little. So in Linux or in Windows or whatever OS, you're going to have specific commands that you can run at the desktop. So you go cd var www. Okay, so cd var log cd OpenVPN. Let's just go down a few levels here. OpenVPN. All right. So assume that var log OpenVPN is your var www HTML. and let's say you wanted to get up to Etsy password, for instance, and you're stuck down in this directory. The dot dot slash is if you go cd dot dot slash is going to tell you to go up one directory. So if you can, if you go down cd open VPN again. All right. So now to get up to all the way to the top of the directory structure, which is slash, you can go cd slash, or in web servers, you can't go cd slash. You have to go, I should not have done that. That was stupid. All right. cd log open VPN. All right. So in a web server, you can't type the cd command because that doesn't exist as a via. It can with the wrong security set up, but in this case, you have to get there the long way. There's more than one way to do things in Linux. So for this, you have to go. In this case, forget the cd part, but it's like you're going to lang equals and then dot dot slash. So say this is lang equals, and since you're trapped in the includes directory, or you're trapped in the var www HTML directory right now, you have to go dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot slash, and the PHP get request is saying, okay, I need to get from this directory, which is the dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot slash directory Etsy password. So what it's saying is, I want you to go up 3 directories and then come back down into the Etsy password directory. And then once you do that, it will give you that account or that file. Is that what you're looking for? So like if we did this now, I'm going to use a different command to see if I appear to be root. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if lang was like more, which is a way to view files on Linux, I'm in the log VPN var log open VPN directory. If I go more with dot dot slash, I should be able to view the file, which is exactly what happened. So if you I was able to correctly guess where Etsy password was by going dot dot slash dot dot slash. I basically just told more to go up 3 directories, come back down 1 directory in another section, and there, unless you know the current path in this case, so currently, and they tell you exactly how many paths down you are, var www. So you only need to do 3 on this, but dang it, lost my. Can I alt tab in this? No, I can't. All right, so I'm going to minimize that. All right, so let's say you don't know how many directories down you are. You're doing a pen test where they haven't given you any information. It's like, here's a web app, make it happen. And you're like, oh, okay, no source, no directory structure, no nothing. You can technically go dot dot slash as many times as you want. So I can go more. Let's assume more is the lang parameter query thing in Windows. So I can go more. I can go dot dot slash 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 dot dot slash. I mean, I can continue on forever until it runs out of memory or whatever. Etsy password. Linux, Windows, operating systems, the dot dot slash, they don't care. Once it gets to the top, it'll be like, oh, okay, you're just telling me something I already don't know. I can't go any higher. I'm already at the top level root character. So I can and there's the file again. It's open again. So, I mean, ideally, it's going to take you back up to root, because ideally you can do that as many times as you want. You can't get any higher than this right here in that case. So, I mean, you may see, there may be some folks that will be like, you may see something in your web directory. Yeah. So, I mean, you can put that as many times as you want. You can put that cd command as many times as you want with as many dot slashes as you want. You can only go as high as, the present working directory being slash in this case. You're never going to get any higher than that on a Linux box. Yeah, I mean, that's, you can, but they're doing it for terms of brevity here because they're giving you knowledge of the directory structure in the exercise. That's the only way you get around it or whatever. Okay, where is, there it is. Okay. So yeah, I mean, var www, you only had to put 3 dots in to get up to the top. I mean, I could put it, like I said, as many as you want. Is the O a eureka moment? Is there any other questions or any other comments we can continue on? Okay, cool. All right. I hope that explanation was helpful. So yeah, where am I at on the, where am I at? I got number 3 done. Yep. Okay. So number 4, which function is causing the directory transversal in lab number 4? All right. So we'll go back over here to lab number 4. And we scroll down to lab 4. All right. So let's put welcome.php. All right. So again, the current path is var www.html. Let me see where they say, okay, now apply this technique to lab 4 and let's figure it out. So in this section, the developer decided to filter keywords to avoid disclosing sensitive information. Etsy password file is being filtered. Okay, so they have some way by saying, okay, if you, try to pull Etsy password down, I'm not going to allow you. So they've got some kind of thing in there where they're able to do some input validation in that respect. There are 2 possible methods to bypass the filter. First, using a null byte or the current directory trick at the end of the filtered keyword / what is that? Okay. The exploit will be similar to Etsy password dot. Okay. We could also use web app thm index php and then the null bit, because the OS, the operating system, is seeing the %00 as a character that exists but it doesn't. I don't know if there's any better way to explain that. So yeah, they have a null bit, so it's not a 0, it's not a nothing, it actually has a value in the system. To make it clear, if we try this concept in the file system using cd ... you go back step 1, one step. But if you do cd dot, it just stays in the current directory, right? So if you go ls-la, ls-la, all right. So you see the structure on a Linux box. At the top of every directory, you have the dot and the ... So the ... tells you the permissions of the directory above you, and dot is the present working directory, the directory you're in right now, and what directory permissions are on the folder that is in the present working directory. So in this case, we're in the home directory, so that's what the tilde is. So if you go pwd, we're in /root, or root. Sorry, old habits. Trees have roots. Admins have root. Trucks have ruts. So anyway, that's stupid. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, so if you want to know what the current directory structure permissions of your present working directory, in this case /root, you can see that it is actually 7. So R is 4, W is a 2 value, X is a 1. So it's 755, which is typically standard UMask of permissions in a file. Sometimes you get them where they're more secure, and you get ones that are just 700, which is read write execute, or read write execute, and then nothing. But yeah, so Anywho, all right, let's go back here. So we're gonna figure out number 4 to make it clear. If we try this concept in the file system using cd dot, yeah. All right, so now apply this technique to lab 4 and figure out how to read Etsy password. All right, so what function is causing the directory traversal in lab number 4? Let's see. Content preview. Welcome to THM. And so we want to go, I think if we go /dot, nope. Let me see. So number 4. All right. So PHP lang. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, we just want to put, if we try to put Etsy past WD with no modifier, we get, you're not allowed to see source files. Okay, great. So you're so witty, developer guy. All right, let's do /dot, see what happens. Okay, so that worked. But it doesn't tell me what the directory, what function is causing the directory transversal. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I have to reread the discussion here to, let me see, lab 4. It is sensitive information, exploit 2 possible methods. Let me see. Filter keywords? It's one word, isn't it? What function is causing the directory transversal in number 4, lab number 4? Null byte? Okay, making clear, is this file system, concept in the file system. Input form, Etsy password. Okay. How many characters is that? It's like 2, wow, it's like 15 characters. I don't think it's null byte. It's got to be URL encoded representation? Maybe. User supplied data. User supplied data? User supplied data. It's not injection technique. Maybe injection technique. Nope. Nope, it's still not correct. Okay. Is it URL encode? It would be 2 words if it was down there like that. It's got to be a one. It's got to be a really long 1-word character. Disclosing sensitive information. It's being filtered. Filter keywords, disclosing sensitive information. Make it clear if we try this concept using cd dot dot, it'll get you back 1 step. However, if you do cd dot, it stays in the current directory. I do not know. What function? What am I doing wrong? Got to be doing something wrong here. Maybe if I put the wrong, let me see, THM. There we go. Oh my God. Okay. So this one's kind of janky. At least I think this is the answer. I think it's file get contents. So what you had to do was create a welcome.php file and then create THM and then get it to failed open stream. So file _get_contents. I believe let's give that a shot. I mean, it definitely looks long enough for what they were looking for. Yes. All right. Excellent. Queenza, did that make sense? What I did there? Oh wow. Well, it's 5:30. Oh my. Okay. Cool. I think we'll try to do these last two and then just be done. This was I don't know what we got some done here. So try lab 6 and check what is the directory that has to be the input field. Okay, so let's see, where's lab 6 here? All right. Finally, we'll discuss the case where the developer forces the include to read from a defined directory. For example, if the web application asks to supply input that has to include a directory such as lang equals languages en.php, then to exploit this, we'll need to include the directory in the payload, like so. Languages, right. So, yeah, very similar to with the Linux side. Uh, if you cd to Etsy, you have to go, or let's say you're in the home directory here, and you want to go, you have to go cd var www logs. In this case, it's languages, but then you'd go dot or slash dot dot slash dot slash Etsy password. That is a perfectly, oh wait, minus the 2 CDs at the beginning. All right. That is a perfectly agreeable command. You're going to make it go down 3 folders, up 3 folders, and then go back to Etsy password. Except I messed it up. What? More var. Oh, no, that should work. Var. Okay, yeah, var www. Oh, that's because var www doesn't exist. Var logs, open VPN. That's right, I got to do that. Dot Etsy password. That will work. I'm very unhappy right now. I don't know what I think it's var log. I think it's just var log. Yeah, there it is. I had the directory structure wrong. But yeah, so that was, it goes down 3 levels, up 3 levels, down 1, and ask for pass WD. So yeah, anyway. That was a big long explanation of something. All right, so we skipped lab 5. Apparently lab 5 wasn't important enough to be done. So try out lab 6 and check what directory has to be in the input field. So we go to lab 6. All right, so file name example. Files dot php. Okay, access denied, allowed files at thm-profile folder only. Okay. All right, so if it's the same as before, so right up here you see it says lab 6 php file equals files. So what you and then there's a %2f. So let's go look at %2f. On the list here is a slash. So they're hardwiring the files in. So %2f. So if we go back here, %2f, and then, all right, so it's looking for files.php. So my guess is, try out lab 6 and check what is the directory that has to be the input field. How many lines is that? It's got to be, it's 11. It's got to be 11 characters long. So let me double check and make sure. Right, languages slash, yeah, and it's languages dot dot slash dot dot. Okay. So languages, files, slash, oh no, %2f. So you have to do %2f dot dot %2f dot dot %2f. There's 3 of those, so slash data slash. Okay. See, Etsy. Yeah, Etsy %2f. Now, what do I need to read first? What is the directory that has to be in the input field? Oh, I'm betting THM profile. All right, so if I'm reading this right, so the current path is var www.html. The subdirectory will be thm-profile, and then you have to go %2f dot dot. I think that might be the answer. Let me go. Yeah. Absolutely, Queen. So let me thm dash profile %2f. No, answer's incorrect. Did you get the answer right, Quinza? It seems like Etsy %2f. Oh, is it just THM profile? Oh, okay, my bad. I'm an idiot. There you go. You're correct. Good job. Good job. Try out number 6 and read Etsy OS release. What is the version ID value? Okay, so I think I figured out the. Oh, okay, cool. I appreciate that. All right, so we're in Etsy and then OS-release. So you want to. I'm hoping that works. Nope. Oh, wait. It's case sensitive. It's case sensitive, I bet. So let me get rid of capital P. No. Oh, I put 2 Etsys in there. Okay, so that is 2 Etsys too many, or 1 Etsy too many. So get rid of one of the Etsys. There we go. I need an extra dot dot slash, I think. %2f dot dot. There it is. Hello. All right. So yeah, that big hot mess right there. You have to put in enough 2f's and whatever. So you put in %2f dot dot %2f dot dot %2f dot dot. You have to put in 5 of them to get up to the top level, and then Etsy, and then another %2f, and then OS release. So, and we're looking for version ID number 12.04. Oh my goodness, this is old. Oh my goodness. Just to give you an idea, Ubuntu is on like version 20? 20 LTS, I think. 12.04 has been, 14.04 is end of life. 12.04 has been end of life forever. So there we go. There's that. All right, cool. Yeah, that's there we go. So I'm thinking we probably need to stop. I have a child who's looking for dinner, as am I, and I'm getting a bit hangry. We'll finish up, I think, some of the RFI stuff. Let's see how many. We've got. Oh, well, okay. Let's just do RFI real quick. Remote file inclusion is a technique to include remote files and into the vulnerable application. Like LFI, the RFI occurs when improperly sanitizing user input, allowing an attacker to eject an external URL into the include function. One requirement for RFI is that the allow, this is bad. If you ever have that in your PHP INI file, it needs to be off. And there are better and more secure ways to allow for like remote file uploads or whatever, but you should not be allowing a URL to be opened by your PHP instance. RFI is higher than LFI since RFI vulnerabilities allow an attacker to gain remote command execution, or RCE, on the server. Other consequences of successful RFI include sensitive information disclosure, cross-site scripting, and denial of service. This one, not so much, because attackers tend to not want to lose the information. I guess it depends on what their aims are. But the last thing they want to do is to lose the ability to gain a foothold, because a lot of times in denial of service, admins are just going to reboot the box and you may lose your persistence. Cross-site scripting, sensitive information disclosure is probably more likely in some cases. If anyone disagrees with me, please let me know. So anyway, external server must communicate with the application server for an RFI to be successful, where the attacker hosts malicious files on their server. Then the malicious files injected into the include function via HTTP requests, right? And the content of the malicious file executes on the vulnerable application server. So there you go. Web application cmd.txt, then you get attacker THM down here. And then you send the contents of cmd.txt to the server. And then injects the contents of cmd text into the include function and executes it. Yep. Following figure is an example of steps for successful attack. Let's say the attacker hosts a PHP file on their own server. So it requires you to go to the server that you want to break into, and have that server go and reach out and grab command.txt and then run the message hello THM. So we can click that one fairly easily. But yeah, I mean there are vulnerable VMs and stuff out there that will use these kinds of attacks, or you can set up a lab to actually do that, so it's a little more safer. If there's no input validation, then the malicious URL passes into the include function. Next, the web app server will send a GET request to the malicious server to fetch the file. Correct. As a result, the web app includes the remote file in the include function to execute PHP file and send the execution content back to the attacker. In our case, the current page somewhere has to show the hello THM message. Right. Yep. And I'm gonna go, but we do have the playground if somebody wants to go and test that out. I'm assuming you will go to some place that they have a cmd.txt file to be able to do that. So looks like our tasks for 7 is going to be, okay, how big is the challenge? I don't want to, we're not going to do number 8, but so remediation, it's just a quick review. Keep system services, including web application frameworks, updated with latest versions, so patch your stuff. Turn off PHP errors to avoid leaking the path of the application. That's correct. That you don't want verbose errors on your 404 pages or elsewhere. Using a WAF is a good option to mitigate web application attacks because it will look for certain things like this. You might have to include some rules in your URL to remove malicious requests or bad requests, disabling some PHP functions in PHP INI, including allow URL include and file open. Carefully analyze the web application and only allow protocols and PHP wrappers that are needed. That's a great one there. And never trust user input. That's right. Users will do, even unmaliciously, they might do something like add a special character or something that will break your system. So always validate your input against, especially file inclusion, but against everything else as well. And then implement whitelisting for file names and locations, as well as actually the more correct term these days is allow listing and block listing instead of white and black. So implement allow listing and block listing Ideally, you should only be allowing things, not trying to block the things that you don't want. It's better. So there you go. All right. Well, the next time we come in, we'll do some capture the flag stuff with task 8. Queens, if you want to go ahead and continue working, that's that'll be fine. And we'll have AJ on. I think he wants to talk about some earlier lessons, so we may go through task 3. I think for auth bypass, I think he had some questions on that one, so we'll probably go through that and then finish up task 8, and then we'll be done with this module. So hope all of our viewers had a good time tonight. Especially thank you, Queenza, for following along with me. I appreciate it. And hope everyone has a good night, and we'll talk soon. Okay, sounds good, Queenza. You have a good day then, and thanks for working with me.